Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Luna. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to check that out before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of your video right now. And before we get into the technical analysis, I do want to mention the two donation links in the description. If you want to support Ukraine, you can support by donating to the Ukrainian refugees or to Ukraine's military. Help us win in this war against the Russian tyranny. And if you have anything against that, if you have anything against me supporting my country and trying to help any way I can, then don't bother leaving any negative comments. Just go away and don't waste anyone's time. Now, let's jump into the TA. So on the daily chart over here, in the last video, I did give you an important support level over here at $77 roughly. And as you can see, we did bounce exactly off of that level. I haven't moved anything since the last update on this chart. So everything stayed exactly as it was. And as you can see, we had a perfect bounce off of this support trend line over here. And if you got in at this support, then you would have been up 27, almost 28%, which is a nice trade in itself. But yeah, that was something that you could have done if you paid attention in the last video. Now, we do have this sell zone over here. So this resistance light blue zone is a level that rejected us twice. We did actually break through it over here, but we lost it immediately. And over here, we got a rejection back at the end of December. So what is happening right now is we're above the 20 EMA, which is the yellow line. The red line is the 55 EMA. And as you can see, what we're having right now is an EMA squeeze, which is when the 20 EMA comes down very close to the 55 EMA, and it looks like we're going to get a bearish cross, which is when the 20 crosses below the 55, but that doesn't happen, and it actually repels off of the 55, and the price starts, climbing up there. So we'll see if that happens. Obviously, you still have this support level for future reference. We can potentially bounce off of it a couple of more times if we see Bitcoin pull back below 40K. But as of now, Luna is very much bullish. And if you want to get in, as soon as possible, then I would look for a back test of support of the 20 EMA over here, which is currently sitting at $92.10. So keep an eye on that. Now, also in the grand scheme of things, we haven't had a back test of support of the 1.618 Fibonacci level. We broke out over here and we never had that back test of support. So potentially, if we have another strong correction in the market, which is possible, any correction could lead into a bear market, right? You never know how low something's going to go. But as you can see, if you have support levels, just like I gave you this one in the last video, you can have some nice, mid-term to short-term trades in the meantime. But if you're buying for the long term, then obviously you have to have these support levels because, buying as low as possible gives you a better position. I don't have to explain that, but 65, almost $66, I want to say over here, is the 1.618. So potentially, if there is another pullback and we continue with this potential downtrend that we may have, if we continue going down, and then you can land on the 1.618 over here, which would still be bullish in my opinion, because you were going to be back testing your previous resistance zone, which is always healthy to do. So let's see how that plays out. But realistically, what's going on right now is we are in an uptrend over here. As you can see, we have a high, a low, and a lower low. So, things are looking very good and very bullish for Luna. Now, the next target that we're going to have over here is $128.50, which is the second fib level of our Fibonacci retracement. And if I'm just zoom out a little bit, you can see this is the way my Fibonacci is set up. So we have a swing high all the way back in March of 2021, and we have a swing low over here in May. And that gave us the 1.618 target at $66, and we have the second fib level at $128.50. Now jumping into the daily RSI over here. So you do have two support trend lines that you want to keep an eye on right now. So the pink trend line over here, as you can see, we have a bounce in May, we have a bounce in January, and potentially with a any further or future pullbacks that we may have, you can land on this pink trend line. So it's good to have that for reference, because based on this RSI, you don't even have to check the price action. You can simply buy when the RSI is going to reach the index of, let's say over here, index of 34, bounce from the pink trend line, boom, you entered, you didn't even have to look at the price action, and from there you continue on with your uptrend. That is a hypothetical, obviously. You also have this white trend line over here that did have a couple of bounces of its own over here, as you can see, so potentially look for that as a support level as well. And as you all know, if you have a strong pullback and you go all the way down below the index of 30, right, that is basically when you're oversold, which means that a lot of people have been selling. There's a lot of selling pressure. So getting in at those, periods of time, that is when you are going to profit, to the fullest. But, if that obviously happens, but I've been talking about the RSI for many, many months on this channel. It's a great indicator to help you understand when when it's best to enter your asset. But right now, I would wait for a bounce off the 20 EMA on the daily chart. And if we start losing that, obviously you still have the 55 EMA as well. So those are your two key support levels. But let's jump into the Binance chart for more oscillators. Okay, jumping into the Binance chart right now. So you can see I did give you a couple of more support and resistance levels over here. So right now, this yellow buy zone was given by me in the last video as well. So I do tend to give you multiple support levels, obviously. So here, if you entered anywhere from $86 to $83, you would have been up around about 15%, which is not that bad. Obviously, this is where we had the support trend line from the previous chart on TradingView. Next up, I do want you to pay attention to this white trend line above us. You have multiple bounces off of it, so potentially next time we're going to be printing a higher high over here, you may just run into this white trend line and get rejected back down from there. So just have it on your chart. It can be useful in the future. Now jumping into the daily stochastic RSI. So let's see what's going on over here. We're reaching the overbought zone. So once you get above the index of 80, you're considered overbought, and that is when you usually start taking profits if you're looking to sell, obviously. But you don't have to do that, obviously. Depends on your strategy and depends on your financial situation. But what ends up happening is once you have been in this area for quite a while, the momentum starts dying down and you start going even lower and lower until you reach the oversold zone. Now, you don't always get this low. You don't always go that low. Obviously, you can have a reversal midway through. So for example, here, as you can see, you started going down, you had a reversal midway through, and you had another move all the way back to the overbought. So you have to pay attention to those things. But obviously, if you're down here, it's a great area to enter, obviously. And the last time we had an update was April 9th, and that is exactly where we were. And I did tell you that that was a great buying opportunity at the time, but we did go even lower after that. We did stay in the zone for around about, what is that? Almost 10 days, I want to say. But yeah, that's just how you use the stochastic. Now, a different support and resistance zone on this daily RSI. This is the daily chart as well. So you have this red trend line sitting at the index of 54. So as you can see, the red arrows point towards points of contact. And you have a yellow support trend line over here that we've bounced off of multiple times in the past couple of months. And you just want to have them on your chart as well, because if you're going to start coming back down with a pullback, you can know when to enter, because if you have a bounce from this area, you set a limit order, you enter Luna, and if you see it move to the upside, great. If you see a further move to the downside, just buy some more and dollar cost average in. Simple as that. So we're targeting $128.50 as our next major target, obviously. And one thing that is also very bullish at the moment is the MACD, because we are printing a bullish cross over here. So as you can see, the last time we had a bullish cross, look what happened. We had this strong move to the upside. And before that, actually no, after that, we had another bullish cross over here, and we saw a spike in the price action as well. So this is something that you potentially can be looking at right now. And where do you run into? So you do have a couple of resistance levels over here. So one resistance level over here is sitting at $101, and the next one is the all-time high sitting at 160, actually 100, almost 120, but the price action candles over here have a resistance level of $116. So those are just some of the levels that you want to look out for if you're looking for some swing trading. But that is pretty much it. If I missed out anything on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section, guys. Feel free to follow me on Patreon. It's a great way to support me and a great way for you to get more exclusive content. We have buy alerts, sell alerts, low cap gem calls, project reviews, TA requests, market sentiment analysis, and a whole bunch of more stuff. So feel free to check that out. The link is in the description, as well as the donation links to support Ukraine. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.